Hello students, welcome to Vikas Physics channel. Today we are going to discuss about mathematical prerequisites which will be needed to learn about mechanics. Now starting with it from the function point of view. Now what is a function? A function is basically a relation from one number to another number. So it basically means when I say f of 3, this means that this 3 number is going into the f function and will give you another number. So there will be a one-to-one correspondence. So let's say the number is 5 and there is another operation such as 5 which will give you 25. So these are two kind of functions. Now basically what actually we mean by a function, the function is like a machine. So this is a machine which is denoted by f. Now here is the input and this one is the output. Now let's say suppose for an example we input 1 and we get 1. So the output which we got is known as range and this is known as domain. Now let's put another output. The function which we are going to make is by our assumption. So it is like 4. When we input 2 we get 4. When we input 3 we get 9. So you can recognize it is a square function. So f of x can be written as x square. Now plotting the graph of this function. The function graph is like this. It's a parabola. Here at every point of x we get a unique value of f of x. Now at every point of x we get another unique value of f of x. Here also going to the negative side we get for the value of minus x we get another positive value for f of x. Now one must remember a function can have for one input value only one output. It can never have for one input value two outputs. Suppose the graph goes like this. Here at this value you will see that there will be two values for f of x, this one and this one. This won't be a function, this would be a relation. We are not going to the topic of relation. Now all the values which we get from in the output by an input is known as range, and the values which we put here is known as domain. And now there are few properties of functions, such as in physics what we say is that the function needs to be continuous. In the general sense, when I say continuous, in physics we mostly deal with the continuous functions. When I say continuous, it means that the function would not have any break. So let's suppose this is my coordinate axis x, f of x, and this is my function. This is not going to be a continuous function. This is a discontinuous function. Whereas suppose we have got something like of this function where this value at point, suppose let's say 2, this value is included, whereas this value is excluded, this value is excluded, this value is included. So now this is known as piecewise function. Here the function is not continuous, there is a break. This is known as an abrupt break. Now we come to the concept of limits. What actually do we mean by limits? Limits actually means the value of the function nearby to a particular point. In this we will be talking about only one dimension. So to make the concepts easy, so suppose we have got f of x and this is the x-axis. So now I suppose that I have got a function like this, and let's say this is 3. So now when I say f of x limit x tends to 3, now what actually do we mean by this? So suppose we are 3 plus some value, but that let's say this is 3 plus delta x. This delta x is very small. Suppose delta x can be your 0.1, it can be 0.001, it can be 0.0001, something like that, but it should not be 0, because we are finding the value of the function in at the neighborhood of 3. Now the value of x could approach 3 from two sides. One is from the right hand side and this one will be from the left hand side. So this you can write as 3 minus delta x. When I say limit x tends to 3, it can have also two meanings, like x, this is 3 minus, which means left hand side value approaching from this side. Also it can have x to 3 plus, just from coming from right hand side value. If these two satisfies, these two, we say that the limit of the function exists, and when these three satisfies, we say this is a continuous function f of x. So now let's take an example. Suppose f of x is equal to x square minus 25 and this is x plus 5. Now we want to find the value at f of minus 5. What will be the value when we put it directly? We put it like this. It will be minus 5 whole square minus 25 minus 5 plus 5. So we get this value. This is 25 minus 25. So this will be 0 by 0. What does this mean? This means that the value is indeterminate. What actually do we mean by indeterminacy? Indeterminacy means that at f of minus 5 we do not know what will be the value. 0 by 0 could be 1, 2, 3, 4, any value you can think of, all will be correct. So we cannot specifically say which value is of f of minus 5. So the limit concept has come, and it will tell us that what will be the value at f of nearby minus 5. So this is limit x tends to minus 5. This is f of x actually. This x value we will place here. This is x tends to minus 5. So here we put it. Now x square minus 5, how are we going to solve this? This is fairly simple. X minus 5, x plus 5. This will be x plus 5. So these two will be cancelled out, and this will be x minus 5. So putting the value, limit x tends to minus 5, we get minus 5 minus 5, this will be minus 10. Now what exactly does this minus 10 say to us? It says basically, suppose here, which is minus 5 value, if you come towards the neighborhood of this x to minus 5, this value around this point, nearby point above f of minus 5, or at this side, this will be close to minus 10, or it will be minus 10. We are not going to get the value of this function at f of minus 5, but we will get the value at close to minus 5. So this is the concept of limit, which says that suppose you do not get the value at a particular point, you may get the value at the nearby point, and to get the value at nearby point, the concept of limit is introduced. Okay, so by this we end up today's lecture. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. Kindly give me your suggestions and comments. Thank you.